We continue with our editing tools. We're going to look at the Move tool. Up in the ribbon, under Modify tab over here, we have all our modifying tools here. And these work with any component, whether it be a wall, door, window, or anything else. You can also get to that editing tool by just clicking on any object. Notice right now I'm on the Architecture tab ribbon. And then if I click on an object, automatically it jumps me to the Modify tool, whether it be a wall, or if I click, notice back to the Architecture tab, if I click on a door, same thing, it goes to the Modify. So let's take a look at that. The Move tool, it's right here, Move. Anything that you want to move, you need to select the object first. For example, I select my object wall, and then I click on the Move tool. And then after you select the Move tool, notice that my cursor, there's a little icon with the same 4 arrows that indicating that I'm in the Move tool. Look down here, right here, after I move my mouse away, it says click to enter Move start point. Alright, so we got to select a start point of where to move this wall. So I'm just going to click anywhere. I'm going to click somewhere in white space. So that's my start point. And now look down here, it says click to enter Move endpoint. So now it's asking me where's your second point or your destination for this move. So I'm going to click, I don't know, for example, right there. So we moved that wall from point 1 to point 2. Let's try that again. Select this wall, go to Move, and I'm just going to pick that endpoint as my first point, second point right here, and it's done. Okay, so that's by graphically selecting 2 points. Another way to do it is we have our wall selected, we click on our Move tool, we pick our first point, let's say right there, and then I move the direction to the left. Notice that I get a temporary dimension, right there, telling me, you're moving about 5 feet away from the first point. Well, if you really wanted to be accurate, you can just type on the keyboard the dimension that you want. So let's say I want it to be 6 feet. So I need to drag in the direction I want to go and then type 6 feet on the keyboard, enter, and it moves it 6 feet over. One more time, we have our wall selected, move. It doesn't have to be right here, your first point. It can be anywhere in space. So let's say I'm going to pick my first point here, but I know I'm going to move to the right, so I just drag my mouse to the right and say I want to move that 6 feet over, and there it is. That's the Move tool. The Copy tool, which is right here, works the exact same way as Move. Okay, so we have our wall selected, we click on Copy, we got to pick a first point, and then we pick a second point, and it made a copy. And then where the copy command ends. Let's look at it again. Let me get rid of that one. I select my object, go to Copy, and notice in the options bar right here, we have an option to copy multiple times. So if I check that box, that means that when I click my first point and I click my second point, I can keep on going and copy multiple times, as many times that I want. And when I want to finish, all I need to do is hit the escape button, and I'm done. Okay, multiple times. Same way with Move, we can copy, pick a first point anywhere, and drag to the left and say I want to copy it over 3'6", and it copies over 3'6". Now because I have the multiple option checked, it wants to keep on going. Now it's telling me the original or the first new point will be at this edge, so I can continue and give it a distance from the last component or the last wall that I just copied. So now I want it to go 3 feet in that direction, and it goes back to 0, the temporary dimension, and again now I want to go maybe 1'6" in that direction. So you can either graphically pick your points, point 1, point 2, or you can pick point 1 and type on the keyboard the exact distance you want to copy to. Alright, that's a copy command. Trim extend. Alright, let's take a look at that. There's three different kinds. There's trim, extend to corner. Then there's trim, extend, single element. And then trim, extend, multiple elements. So let's take a look at one first. Let's look at the trim, extend, the corner. All right. So we have this wall and this wall. I want to extend this corner over here, but at the same time I want to trim this one to the corner where these two intersect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my wall just so I can invoke that modify ribbon. So I'm going to click on the command, click this, and then I click on the first wall, and then I'm going to click on the second wall. Notice, depending on what side of the wall I click, I see, this little dashed blue line. It's telling me if I click on this side, it's going to keep this portion of the wall. If I click on this side, see that dashed blue line? It's telling me it's going to keep that portion of the wall. So let's see what happens. So click. It extended this wall and it trimmed this wall. All right, let's look at it again. So I'm in the trim to corner. So I click once, and then I click on the side of the wall I want to keep. So in this case, I want to keep this wall. So I click on this side, and now I get that corner cleaned up. All right, I got an error message because this wall was attached to that one. So let me unattach it so we can see it how it works. One more time. We go to trim, extend to corner. So click once, click twice, and it cleans up that corner. Click once, click twice, cleans up that corner. That's how that tool works, right? Now, let's look at this one. Trim, extend a single element. All right, so we're going to extend to this wall without, trimming any portion of this wall. So I'm going to click this tool. And then the instructions down here, watch when I move my mouse. It says select a reference as a trim extend boundary. So the first thing you need to select is the object you want to extend to. So I want to extend to this wall. And then you click down here, it tells you select the line or wall to extend. So I'm going to extend this wall, and there you go. Again, select the tool, select the wall you want to extend to. I want to extend to this wall, and I want to extend that wall. The same tool you can use to trim. So for example, I want to trim this piece off. So the first point, select the wall to trim to, and then select the wall that you want to trim, but you're going to select the side that you want to keep. So I want to keep this side. So I'm going to click on that one, and it takes away that portion that got left over. One more time. Select the tool. I'm going to trim this piece off right here. So select the wall to trim to. I'm going to trim to that wall, and I'm going to keep this side of the wall. Click. And there you go. So this is one at a time. If you want to do the same trim or extend multiple times without having to select all these walls, then you would use this option. Let's try it. So select this. I'm going to extend these two walls all the way over here. So I'm going to select the wall I want to extend to. Click. And then I'm going to select one wall, two wall. So you can select multiple walls instead of just one at a time. Now I'm going to trim these walls to that wall. So select my tool. I'm going to trim to this wall, and I'm going to get rid of this one and this one. So I'm going to click on the side I want to keep. Click and click. Trim. All right, let's look at the next tool. Cut and paste. All right. Let's say, we have, this is level 1. So we're doing all our floor plan level 1. If we look at level 2, we don't have anything drawn. It kind of shows me a ghost image of what's in level 1 below. But let's look at the 3D view. So, this is our first floor layout. and there's nothing on the second floor. So if we go to level 2, let's go back to level 1. Let's say the second floor is identical to the first floor. So what I would want to do is select everything, and then over here on the clipboard panel, there is cut to clipboard, copy to clipboard. We're going to copy to clipboard. So I clicked on it, and when I did, this one turned on. So let's go to level 2. I'm going to paste the exact same floor plan layout on the second level. So on the down arrow, I'm going to paste aligned to current view. And what it did is it created an identical copy of what I have on the first floor on the second floor. So if I look on my 3D view, now I have 2 levels, level 1 and level 2, and they just happen to be the exact same layout. So that's an example of cut and paste. Another way to do this, to use cut and paste, is if I had another building next to this one on the same level, for example, I can copy to clipboard, okay, and then unselect this one, and I can paste, and notice that wherever I click is going to paste it. So let's say I'm going to click right there, and then paste another, everything that I selected, copy and paste. So now I have this. All right, let's get rid of that. You can also cut, select everything you want and cut, and it goes away. And let's say I had over here on level 2, let me get rid of this. And then if I wanted to paste that on level 2, but I wanted to paste it somewhere over here, I can paste it there. So now, since I cut it, there's nothing on the bottom floor, and it's only showing me level 2. So copy and paste, cut and paste works very similar as a normal Windows editing tools.